Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time it's Once Upon a Time, Season 2, Episode 7. Last time we had our epic adventure in the sky with the whole Jack and the Beanstalk legend, except it was Emma and Hook and the Beanstalk. We met the Hagrid giant, and he wasn't a bad guy. He was just somebody who was bitter and depressed from all of the slaughter and death that had happened to his family and friends, because the humans wrote history to make the giants seem like the bad guys, but obviously that is not how he sees it, and knowing humans, his version is probably correct. And it made it very sad that he was like just trying to defend himself, and he was scared of Emma, and he was like, oh, you humans are all the same, and so it really surprised him that she was reluctant to kill him. It was really sweet, and Hook made a very good lasting impression on me. And I mean, not to say that this was his debut or anything, but this was the first time we got to spend real time with him, interacting in a friendly way, and turning on the charm. But he was very endearing and entertaining to me. I really liked seeing his performance. So it did sting me a little bit that Emma like slightly betrayed him at the end, but she has every reason to be wary of him, especially because she's already familiar with his tale as a notorious pirate captain. She's not naive enough to trust that he's going to be on her side throughout the whole thing. But the thing is, there seemed to be a genuine connection growing between them, so I don't think he would have betrayed her. Like, as long as she promised to give him what he wanted, I think he was true. That's why he was so shocked that he was betrayed. Because in his line of work, right, he would be used to betrayals, because that's how crooks operate. But I don't know, it seemed to really shock him that Emma would do that, which implies that he was invested, and so that made me feel kind of bad for him. So hopefully this comes back in a way that allows them to resolve what happened, and that this doesn't turn them into lifelong enemies. I'd really hate for that to be cut short so quick. We've got a really good backstory for Emma and Neil. I really appreciated seeing how Emma got to the starting point that she was at in the pilot episode. Obviously there was a 10-year time jump between those events and when Henry showed up at her door, but wow, yeah. I really hope that one day she finds out the truth, that she wasn't really betrayed, and Neil basically ditched her on advice of August, our Pinocchio. You know, it needs, I think she needs to know that she wasn't abandoned, because that has been the root of a lot of her issues. Like, I mean, she technically was, but it wasn't his choice, and I think that's a really important distinction to be able to make in your mind when it comes to somebody who's let you down. I think it would sit a lot easier with her if she could learn that he never intentionally threw her away. Like, that just makes all the difference to me, someone's intent. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. Some of you guys managed to tell me, and I understand that August basically took the money because he can't resist the temptations and stuff, because that was a character flaw that came up before, I do remember. So yeah, that makes sense. But at least Emma did get the car as promised. You know, we saw her get the keys delivered, and some of you told me the keys said Henry on them, which I missed, so that's pretty cool. And that is obviously how she got the inspiration for the name of the baby when it eventually came. Yeah, and the last thing that intrigued me was that Henry and Aurora had connected dreams, well, pretty much nightmares, because of flaming curtains and the feeling of isolation and stuff, like hell-like imagery. I'm very interested to see where that's all going to go. But anyway, while I was trying to recap to myself the events of the previous episode, I accidentally gleaned the title of this one for once, Season 2, Episode 7, and it was something to do with a child of the moon, being a child of the moon, and I am very excited because that means this is a Ruby episode. At least that's what I'm hoping, because, you know, wolves, the full moon. Yay! Oh, this is brilliant. I've been wanting to see more of her. I couldn't be more excited, so we're gonna get right into it. Oh man, I want to hey bark at the moon over this episode. I am in full contentment at the glory of the Ruby episode I always wanted. This was pretty much perfect. This is, no question, one of my top episodes of the entire show, hands down. Everything going for it, the parallels, the characters, the heart-wrenching drama. Everything was perfect. Everything. Oh, this gave me everything I was hoping for from a continuation of Ruby. Like, this pretty much gave us everything. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, honestly, what do you even want me to say that I haven't already ranted about during the reaction? Like, Ruby's always been one of my favourite potentials. Like, come on, give us more, because there's a lot to get out of that. And this episode get chucking and chucking and chucking and chucking, and the ideas were like going down and down and down, and I feel very full and satisfied. Like, this was a buffet of greatness. It's just fantastic. Well done to everyone involved in the concept of this episode and the execution of it. It's fantastic. It's phenomenal. Like I said, I was this close to breaking from some of the tragic elements in this. This close, but it depends on how you're feeling on the particular day. And maybe I'm just not in that much of an emotional mood today. Maybe if I was having a slightly different day, I would have been sobbing on the floor. I don't know, but my heart felt very heavy in this episode. And there was a lot of little details to appreciate as well. I really like how we got a random mouse from Cinderella getting his own character, only to get chopped down. That was a bit by the book, but I can forgive that for all the wonderful character drama it gave us with Red and her self-doubt. That was so heart-wrenching for me. But little details, like I pointed out earlier, had the great acting behind Regina recoiling a tiny bit when Henry's first response after waking up from a nightmare and being comforted by his mother is, "What are you doing here?" That has got a sting. Even though it's completely understandable, you saw the sting, and without any words or audible, just the way she pulled back. Great subtle acting. I can't stress that enough. And I really like the pretty disguise that Belle has on to more suitably blend in out of the eye of Rumple. Like, so it looks like that her and Ruby are twins, pretty much. Or at least, older sister and little sister. All the parallels in this episode, running back and forth, like Henry controlling the dream and Ruby controlling her wolf form. And, the whole thing of control meaning you don't have to fear anymore. Oh my goodness. And you had a great character drama with Spencer. Now, before, I'd have probably struggled to remember his name, but once someone acts like such a piece of shit in front of you and makes you hate them that much, you're never going to forget their name, because you want to know the name of the person you want to punch in the face. And, I know that it would go completely against his character, David, but is it wrong that a part of me actually wanted him to shoot him? Like, just because no one would miss him? Like, I don't know. I don't know. In a show like this, obviously that's probably never going to be the route the good guys would take, but you could understand it, is what I'm saying. Like, oh my gosh! But Spencer's a full-blown axe murderer now. I don't think we'll be seeing him as a free man for very long. He's either going to die or get thrown in that cell, or something worse is going to happen to him, just in a sense of universal karma. I don't know what's going to happen to him, but I know that things can never be the same after he's chopped up this guy. Like, you just don't go back from that in a town that's supposed to have a working sheriff. Like, what plausible way could he have to continue life as a normal citizen after this? Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do from here. Because he's just destroyed the hat as well. Like, that was a good drama beat because as far as David knows, that's the only way to get Emma and Snow back. But from what we've seen, they have been working out their own way to hijack Korra's method of coming back. But something tells me that they'll all come through at once, because we're not just going to ditch Korra and then forget about her entirely. I'm very sure that Korra is coming through as well, but oh my goodness. But David has no way of knowing that because he can't see what the audience can see. So it's very good character drama. I really like that. It was a very tense moment when the mob had Ruby cornered, because it was like, holy shit, just give him the room, let him try. Like, and they did, which I really respected. As I said, the only thing that really got my back up, but it's not even to the episode's discredit, I think it's an intended effect sometimes, that I really, really hate dumb crowds in fiction. It's so pathetic, and it's such an uncomfortable truth that that's exactly what happens in real life. Insert political joke here. Like, that's how all politics are done now. It's one crowd of dumb shits versus another crowd of dumb shits. Like, and just vote for your favorite idiot. Like, there's no one actually good. It's so stupid. No one thinking for themselves within the voting base. And when it comes to angry mobs in fiction, all it takes is one angry idiot going, rubble, 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 and suddenly everybody's got their murder face on. It's absolutely stupid, but it's relatable to real life, which makes it even stupider and makes me angry at the world. Do you agree? Do you agree with me? Please tell me you agree with me. But yeah, that's distracting from how utterly phenomenal this episode was. I can't sing its praises enough. Oh my goodness. If I were to make a top 10 list right now, this would easily be top 3, I'm sure. I'm very sure. I mean, I know that there's probably some legendary episodes that I've just wiped from my memory at this point, but I'd probably put them up there again if I rewatched the whole series or something, but I don't know. I have this immense feeling of satisfaction, especially as a Ruby fan, that I finally got everything I wanted out of the character and her backstory and relationships and stuff, and it was perfect. It was what I could have wanted, and I am just full of gratitude that they even gave this to me. And as I said, through all the details, all the consistent parallels that they do in every episode, it's so planned out to a T. My respect for this series just continues to grow and grow. And as far as I'm concerned right now, they can do no wrong. And you guys say that the hot streak is yet to come, and it blows my mind. It makes me so excited to see more of this. And yeah. I'm beginning to become frazzled from how many endorphins flooding my brain due to how much I enjoyed this episode. So I hope that means you guys enjoyed this reaction, and I shall see you guys next time.